Hey, what's up? I want to welcome you back to Seb's Art Gym, SAG. We're on episode 4, and today we're just diving in to the ribcage. Ribcage is scary. I don't know if any of you remember from the previous one. I definitely had some trouble with it. We'll see if anything has changed from then. Maybe I've gotten a little bit better with it, maybe not. I'm doing this digitally, not learning from my mistakes in the past. As you guys may remember in the last episode, it kind of screwed up a little bit, but that's all right. We'll get over it, and we'll do this one now. And what's awesome is that you can join with us and do this at your own pace on any materials you like. So grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, whatever, get going. Follow along. I've got the references down in the description below, as always. I'll have them on my screen as well, but if you guys want them there in the description, just click on the link. It'll be on the Pinterest board, and you'll have all of them available for you to use at any moment that you'd like. So let's just get on with it. I'm using a different software to record with, testing it out, seeing how it works, seeing if we enjoy it. I don't know, maybe a bigger face here. That'll work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the reference I want from my Pinterest over here. Where is it? Seb's Art Gym. So this is the link you'll get, and this is where you can go to pick it up. And let's do a front-facing one. Why not? Not the best quality image, but that's perfect for us. We're just going to use this. I'm using Clip Studio Paint today because I can't decide what software to use. Let's see if we can grab ourselves a good tool to use. I'm going to move this out of the way. What's this? This is a round mixing brush. Kind of looks fun to use. If I use it as a size 4. Okay, cool. So, quite a difficult structure. I'm going to go ahead and draw in like a line of action for us here. I want it to flow a little bit better. And I'm going to start off by blocking in some of these shapes. Now, I'm not going to use the tool here because I want to learn my muscle memory when doing this. I've realized that's kind of a good reason not to use these tools, is that we're getting used to the muscle memory and we're getting used to how we want to draw these things, just so like we can recreate it anyway. We can recreate it on paper, we can recreate it on these tablets, or if you have like a pen display, which I'm starting to kind of really want one of those again, but it's not something I need, and I know it's not something I need. It's a great tool to have, but it's expensive, and not only to just buy outright, but also to run, because you need a good computer to use it. So I'm kind of going off of this stuff where I was talking about not using guidelines as much. I think it's better that I use them as much as possible at the beginning. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of just using this to build the shape up, really. It's nothing else to it. I'm just using it to put in basic shapes so I can learn the rough design of a ribcage first. You know, we've been over this before, so I kind of just want to go in and all guns blazing, go over this as much as possible. And these are sketches. These don't have to be perfect. And if you are doing this at home or following along, then make sure you do not focus on getting these to be absolutely perfect. You just want to try and replicate it as close to what you see, but in reality is you can be a little bit more lenient with it. You don't have to worry. It's probably going to be messy because there's a lot of stuff happening here, but what we're doing is we're designing this. We're learning how the design of this works. So I hope you are enjoying being part of this tribe here with us, and we're taking our time to learn how to draw these things. I've been wondering recently whether I should continue doing these videos, these fundamental days, as I don't know, they became a little bit less fun, but I think it's because I'm making them a little bit too serious. I should just focus on learning what it is that I'm doing here and just focus on getting all this knowledge into my head. And that's the thing with studying. It's not always fun. It's not always going to be perfect and always going to be amazing to do. Sometimes, you know, you're going to come to a crossroad and you're not going to enjoy it as much as possible. And yeah, I'm sorry that I'm not looking at the camera, because the camera is all the way up here and the drawing's all the way down here. So I'm going to have to try and focus on this as much as possible. But I like doing all this stuff because I'm learning not only to draw, but to speak to you, learning what to do when talking and how to think before I speak and all these sorts of things. And this is why I absolutely love doing these videos no matter what, and I will always love doing them no matter what, because there's just so much to learn when doing them. And I think a goal I want to set for myself, and a goal that would be beautiful for you to set as well, is just to be a student for life. You know, you want to be a student for life, just someone that constantly learns something new, someone that constantly strives to be better every day and to keep studying. But study what you care about, study what's important to you, rather than things that some teacher tells you to study. And look at that, kind of gotten lost in conversation here, but during that we've been creating this fantastic drawing. I mean, I don't know if it's super fantastic, it is a bit messy, but that's what we're going for here. We're just trying to understand this shape and trying to remember what it looks like, just so we can then recreate it and we can have it in our image bank at all times. So it's important to do these stuff, you know, important to learn all this. And you can see we've used these rough shapes, so now what we can do is we can go in and refine it. And an important thing I'm doing here as well, if you're doing this digitally, by the way, I'm going to go full screen for this because I want the message to be clear. If you are doing this, right, and you're learning how to draw digitally and you're using a digital canvas, please don't do what I do usually. Sorry, don't do what I did a lot. I'm trying to not do it as much. Do not zoom in very close. Be further out. You do not want to be so close that you are too focused on the details that aren't important. You want to be further away. So this is contemplating. Yeah, there we go. You want to be further away, so you're not focusing on these stupid details that won't actually matter in the, like. I think my Discord's screwing up. Give me a second. No idea what was going on. See, this is what happens when you start recording stuff digitally and doing stuff digitally. There's a lot more distractions, but the ability that we have when using this tool is unmatched with the real stuff that we do. So it is kind of cool to go back to doing digital art. What should I do now? I think I'm going to go over this in a red and try and sort of get the more important tools or shapes out of this. I'm not going to make a new layer because it's not that important to me. I want it to be just highlighted for myself. I'm not the biggest fan of like working in many layers. I actually kind of prefer to keep it all in one. I guess that's the like traditional in me, that I like the traditional art, so I like to keep it to one layer. I think your drawings and your work becomes a lot more dense that way. Not to say that multiple layers is bad. I think multiple layers is very useful and it's helpful for a much faster workflow, but it's just something that I'm trying to do less because I don't want to rely on layers. Also, if a timer goes off, and I can see it up there, 3 minutes. I have a focaccia in the oven, and I figured it would be great to film a new video whilst that's cooking. So I'm gonna have to pop out in a second, pause the video, and then hop on and grab my focaccia. But as you can see, going back to what I was talking about, we're still sticking with the canvas being zoomed out. I want it to be further away because we're just not focusing on those details that we don't need. We're focusing on what's important here, and that's just the general shape of all of this, but we're not going to spend our time focusing on things that really do not matter in the long run. That is what we're living by. It's actually something called a 80-20-80 rule, 80-20 rule. Yeah, that's it. It's a very popular business thing. But basically, you want to put in 20% of work that gets you 80% of the results. And what we're doing here is exactly that. We're putting in 20% of the work. So all this shape design and everything that we're doing here, we're doing 20% of it, and we're getting 80% of the look. We don't have 100% of the accuracy in the look, but we have 80% of it, and that's all you need to convince someone that you're a good artist. Trust me. That's literally all you need. You need this fundamental knowledge, which is it's a lot, but it is still the 20% of the fundamental knowledge. So anatomy, basic composition, basic color, and you've automatically become an incredible artist that everyone's going to love, and that everyone's going to think, oh wow, you are really something. you are creating some beautiful work, and it's going to take 20% of you learning to get that effect. That's kind of how I understand it, and that's how I've been living by these things, because I'm trying to learn the most important things when it comes to these fundamentals. But I think we're creating something fun here, and I very much enjoy it. So I'm going to go in a little bit over here, grab a little bit of this, make sure we highlight which bit is behind and which isn't, just so we've got this knowledge. I'm going to put in a little pin here, because why not? And let me know, guys, if you enjoy this style of video. The reason I really like this is I can just sit down. I'm feeling very motivated to, although I teach not to rely on motivation, but right now I'm feeling really motivated to go on this and try and teach someone or try and help someone out with art and create this. And I do not have to set up so much stuff. I can just get to what's important, and that's the drawing, right? This is the process that I'm showing you here. I can just get straight to it. And this is a really cool tool that I'm using to help me with it. There we go, that's a timer. So give me a second and I'll be right back. Look at that. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to flex the bread too much, but I was very happy with how that turned out. So, well, I can't remember what I was talking about. I was talking about how I love being able to just hop on and get on with doing what's the most important thing. And the most important thing is this art and learning how to draw more, and in the process trying to get you guys to hop on with me and to draw together, to create stronger artists, to become stronger artists. I love it. This is my favorite part of doing everything on YouTube and everything. I love it. It means a lot to me, and I'm very grateful that I get to do this. It really does. So the reason I'm trying to do it like this is just so I can do it more often and to have fun with it, and so you guys have fun watching this stuff and hopefully learn something. So that's probably that's why I love doing it. It's kind of simple, but I realized that editing and all these effects is really good to watch, and probably a lot better to, get into your head. And I don't get me wrong, I absolutely love doing like the more edited videos, because I do enjoy editing, but not as much as this. Not as much as the filming and the drawing and doing what I know I'm really good at. Well, no, I'm getting better at least. Something I've been good at in life. So yeah, a little rant over, but I hope you guys have found something in your life that you really enjoy doing, something that you just, you absolutely cannot live without, something that you practice daily. I know we've got an amazing community of people in our Discord server, and it means the world to me that we get to have something like that. So look at that. We've got a nice little ribcage. Now, what's the time? 15 minutes? I reckon we can do another one. Let's go find another quick one. Oh, that's interesting. That's going to be a little bit more difficult to do. So I like that. I like a little bit of a challenge. And we'll do that over here. Actually, I'll disable that layer so we can focus on this. Let's have a look. So I'm going to try and be even faster with this. This looks like a Leonardo da Vinci. Is it da Vinci or was da Vinci, right? Leonardo da Vinci sketchbook. Also, did I do that right? Yeah. The power of Control Z. I'm going to see, by doing this, I'm going to see if I can figure out like the most prominent shapes here. So we've obviously got this, which is like going around here. Then we've got these circles coming around. And then we've got the big circles here, which is this whole cylinder, which is obviously the rib cage in itself. And that comes around here. And over here. So we've got the rib cage like this. Like this and like this. Okay. Awesome. I might reduce the opacity of this because I think I focused too much on getting like these guidelines in here. And it's gone very messy. So I will do this on a separate layer. But it was interesting to do this. Let's see. We'll do a little bit of that. Going here, made it a little bit too thin, but that's alright, we'll make it thicker. And then that goes behind here, and we've got the shoulder blades at the back. Okay, it's a mess, I know, but give me a second and we'll get it fixed. Round brush, cool. Alright, so I'm gonna once again go in here, not focusing on the too much detail. I'm just gonna come in here and try and recreate what I'm seeing on the other side. It's a very complicated shape, but I'm going to try and replicate it as much as I can. The vertebrae, it's a very beautiful structure. It's a very scary structure, but it is beautiful in its own way. So this one might not actually turn out as good as the other one. I could have just kept the video short and sweet. But I decided that it will be better to do another one. Since we're practicing, we might as well practice a little bit more. This one's definitely going to be a lot harder. I'm already struggling with it. As you guys can see, I'm trying to be more, I don't know if decisive is the right word for this here, but I'm trying to be a little bit more controlled with singular strokes now. I don't know why. I'm just trying to transform to like a simplified style, but mainly it's because I'm trying to build my confidence. I've been drawing with a pen a lot recently just so I can do that, just so I can get a lot better at doing these brush strokes, and just so I can build as much confidence as I can. See, that's looking alright. Again, keeping in mind that 80-20 rule that we were talking about. I don't want to go overboard with all these details. More or less, I seem to be doing it the right way. I'm getting a little bit more concentrated on this because it's a bit of a difficult one, so I do apologize if I go a little bit quiet. I'm also thinking about that bread that I made. You gotta make some bread every once in a while. It's a beautiful process. You know, get lost, do some things apart from drawing sometimes, you know? Get motivated to explore different crafts out there. If you're a man that can make bread, then that's a definition of a good man. Being able to make bread, I hope. Cool. So I've kind of got this shape building up here. Looks alright. Let's go over to the other side and lose our minds, because this stuff is crazy. Like, what is even going on here? How do you understand something so complex? I think the answer is you do it a lot. That's probably the best way. I think the message that I love, and the message that I want to really resonate with a lot and teach on here too, is that if we want to become masters of something, like true masters, we've got to really get these basics down. Like, we've got to nail these things. It's just, being a master is studying all of the basics to perfection, to literal perfection. That's what masters are. By perfection, I mean knowledge of it. Perfection as in knowledge. So being able to absolutely recall information like this from your mind, just so you can focus 100% of your power on the creativity side. So you do not have to worry about, God, I don't even know what's going on. You don't have to worry about all these references and knowledge of fundamentals. You can just go ahead and focus on creating something new and let your knowledge fill in all of that missing information. So the ribs look a little bit weird over here. I guess I've missed a couple points, but I'm going to keep in mind that rule that I was just talking about, and we're going to make sure that we're not too bothered about that, because we don't want to get caught up in too many details here. We want to get caught up in the ability to draw this and the ability to recreate these shapes that we're seeing, but we do not want to get caught up in being able to I recall perfectly what all of these shapes are, especially with something like the ribs here. I'm using this more as an opportunity to learn how to draw some natural shapes, which is what I talked about in my previous video as well. Actually, just using this as an opportunity to learn how to draw organic shapes and organic shape design. That's really what we're doing here. I think I get lost between these lines. So yeah, that's really what this is about for me, because as important as this is right now for like building people, the thing I need to know the most is this. So the shape here, this happening here with the ribcage, this going over here, this happening here. This is the most important information that I need here. I'm just trying to illustrate this. And I guess you can want to know where the spine is and where it connects to the pelvis. And then you got shoulders here. So this is all the information you need from this. From what we're doing here, this is all you absolutely need, because this is going to help you build your character. This is going to help you build the base of your character. So that is literally all you need from this. But I use this as also an opportunity to learn some nice shape design and stuff like that. So that's kind of what it is. So understanding this, we can actually break it down on a picture here, which is a useful thing. We want to learn this. We want to learn this here. So we've got, oh God, got the line for the shoulder blades here. So the shoulders are going to go around here. And this shape here, again, the circle, but remember that it fills out like this. It would actually be useful to even trace this a couple of times. So we've got this shape, I've got this, and then a triangle here and a triangle there. And now you could, all of a sudden, you're starting to build a character's face. Or sorry, a character's torso. This is all you need. That's all the information you absolutely need from this. So, with that being said, I think we did an alright job here. Like, if we have a look at this, let me take off the drawing glove. We've got this over here. And like I said, and like I explained, this is the most important shape that you're going to need from this, because this is going to help you bring your characters to life. It's going to help you structure them correctly. Then we've also got this one that we did. Where is it? There. So we also did this one. I think this one turned out pretty cool as well. It's very rough, but like I said, this is just an opportunity for us to explore the shape and explore how to draw these, and to now get the knowledge of how we're going to build a character on top of this. So like I was talking about, let's get a brush here real quick. Again, to look at the structure here, we've got this. We're building the circle for the ribcage. Got a cutout here, as we do. And then that goes lower, so this is where you start to build your abdominal area here. And we've got the shoulders over here. It's simple as that. I know this looks weird, but we'll definitely get into this further along. But this is the information you want to get out of this. And I think I should start showing that a little bit more in some of the different things I do. But with that being said, I think this was a rather good session that we just had. Like I said, these shapes are complex, so do take your time with it. Do take your time to understand it, but don't focus on the detail too much. Focus on the general thing as it is. So I hope you enjoyed this session with that. And like I said, the references are in the description to follow along, to try and do this yourself. I would love to see your attempts of it. So if you do want to show me them, we have our Discord community in the description below, and you can click on that and you can join the server, and we'll be ecstatic to see your work on there. We have a fine amount of, we have loads of different members there, and I think they're all wonderful, awesome people, and they share their artwork, and we share just general stuff about art, and I think it's an awesome place. So if you want to be part of that, do click on the description, the link in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, whatever that is, and I hope you have a good practice session as well. So take care, happy drawing, and have a good day.